You find yourself in an alternate 18th century where the pastoral landscape remains untouched by coal and iron. The agrarian society continues to dominate, with farmers tilling the land as they have for centuries, and the artisans handcrafting goods with skills passed down through generations. The pace of life is slower, dictated by the rhythms of nature rather than the ticking of the factory clock. In this alternate timeline, the Industrial Revolution never happened. Let's hope in the time machine and explore. This is your alternate time mission, a world where the Industrial Revolution never happened. In this world, the great urban migration never occurred. Cities remain small, the air is clean, and the night sky is a canvas of stars, unobscured by the pall of industrial smoke. The social fabric is tightly knit, communities are close, and the divide between the rich and the poor is not chasmed by industrial wealth, but is still pronounced in land ownership. Without the Industrial Revolution, technological advancements are sparse and slow. The steam engine, the linchpin of industrialization, never roars to life. Transportation is limited to horse-drawn carriages and sailing ships.
Is this it then?
The vast American West remains largely untamed, and the cultural and economic landscape of the world is dramatically different. Now, let's turn our gaze eastward to China and India. In this alternate timeline, without the West's leap into industrialization, these ancient civilizations rise to prominence through their own innovations. The Chinese invent a steam engine of their own design, harnessing the power of water and wind in ways the Western world never imagined. India, with its rich resources and ancient wisdom, pioneers a unique form of mechanization that respects the balance of nature. The global balance of power shifts. The British Empire never reaches its zenith, and the United States doesn't rise to prominence with its industrial might. Instead, the great empires of the East expand their influence, shaping the world with their philosophies and technologies. The Silk Road flourishes once again, becoming a superhighway of cultural exchange and commerce. In this world, without the Industrial Revolution, the environment remains largely pristine. Forests that fell to feed the hungry maws of industry stand tall and unbroken. Species that were driven to extinction thrive in the wilderness. The Earth's climate remains stable, free from the excesses of carbon emissions that came with industrialization. But this world is not a utopia. Without rapid industrialization, medical advancements are delayed. Diseases that were curable in the early 20th century still haunt the population. Life expectancy is shorter, and infant mortality remains high. The scientific breakthroughs that shape the modern world come at a slower pace, if at all. As you move through the centuries, we see a world that is both beautiful and harsh. A world where the human footprint is lighter on the planet, but where life is more fragile. The great wars of the 19th and 20th centuries are averted or altered beyond recognition, as the motivations and means for conflict are fundamentally changed. In this alternate timeline, the digital age is a distant concept.
They're trapped inside.
The computer revolution is replaced by a continuation of the Enlightenment, where philosophy and natural science hold sway over silicon and software. The great thinkers of the age are not tech moguls, but philosophers and naturalists whose ideas spread slowly without the internet to carry them. As we return to the present day in this alternate history, we find a world that is both familiar and strange. A world that reminds us how a single invention, a single moment of change, can alter the course of humanity forever. The Industrial Revolution was such a moment, and its absence has created a tapestry of history rich with different colors and textures, woven with threads of what could have been. It's a great thing the Industrial Revolution happened. If it didn't, the world would look very different. Now, let's travel back in time to see what another revolution was like, the French Revolution. Strap in and get ready for your next time mission.